Namaste. Hello and welcome to the Kundalini podcast. That was Zen, this is Tao. I'm Vivek Govekar. This is episode 56, and after my wonderful trip to New York City, I'm back here. So, I got a comment based on the last two videos, which asked some wonderful questions. It was about the law of attraction because I talk about it peripherally, but let's make this video completely about the law of attraction. So the questions are, can you make a fully detailed video? Yes. Of law of attraction from your perspective. Is it a myth or does it actually work? So here's my answer to that. Yes, it is very much a real concept, a real phenomenon, and it does work. If it is real, how does it work? I'll get to that in a minute. Let's see what other questions are. How to use it to attract what you desire and the mistakes to avoid. What we should be really trying to attract instead of what people try to attract. Okay? So let me get into all of these things one by one. First of all, does it actually work? Yes. And how? Okay, so let's get into the how part of it. In other videos, I have mentioned this in different ways, but I'll say it again. Your mind contains thoughts. Okay, so the mechanism of your mind are your thoughts. What is the law of attraction? The law of attraction states that whatever has been in your mind for a long time and has been circulating in your thoughts is naturally going to attract those things. Now, why does that happen? Is it magic? No. Let me give you an example of, say, buying a car. Okay, I had a car of a certain brand which was not very popular or well known. It was there, but that's not the most commonly seen brand, right? So before I bought that car, I had never seen many of those cars when I was driving around. I'd never noticed it. But after I bought my car, I started seeing more of those cars in there. Okay, it's kind of like that. If you're tuned to see something, then naturally, because of your mind, you're thinking a certain thought, you're going to go out and pick that thing, get interested in something related to that, talk to people who are also interested in that. Okay, so you start moving in that direction. That's how it works, partly. Also because what the Kundalini energy awakening taught me was, we are all very, very powerful beings. As I've said before, your soul is the same soul that is in everyone. So you're part of the great universal soul, Brahman or Oversoul, whatever it's called. So because of the human existence, because of our senses, because of where you are being carried by those senses, you don't stop and think about how powerful that mind can be if you focus it and harness that energy and move it in a certain direction. It's all about focus. Now, here's the interesting part. How to attract what you desire, and what are the mistakes to avoid. This is very important because this is critical. People say, hey, I use the law of attraction and I'm not getting the results that I want. What's happening? Some people think, oh, this is just magical thinking. Like, oh, it's just think it and it will come into your life. No, both of these things are wrong. It depends on three things, okay? First is vision and imagination. So vision and imagination. Second is persistent inculcation of what you have visualized and imagined. And the third thing, obviously, is your actions working towards that. So let's talk about the first thing, vision and imagination, how to do it right and what people do wrong. For example, I wanted to study in a particular university when I was in college. And it was in the United States. I wanted to come to America. I was in India. And the focus had to be strong, both on getting into that university as well as studying here, all of those things. So for that, I needed to focus on certain things. I needed to get a certain percentage of marks or grades. And I made it my focus. I put it down on a wall, that number that I wanted at the beginning of the year. And it seemed like an amazingly high number because my previous records, previous studies were not that great. But that was always there on the wall. So these things help. Posters of something that you wanted. And lo and behold, when the year ended, I got exactly that number. So without having that focus, vision, and first saying, yes, I want it, I can easily achieve it, and I am achieving it. Okay, so the mistake people make is asking it in the wrong way. So I want it still means that there is a craving. The way the mind works, it doesn't pay attention to the words that are being said. It pays attention to how that emotion is being expressed. This is very, very critical. If you ask for something by saying, oh, please give it to me, oh, I want it, the mind assumes that you want that craving for that thing. So you'll get more craving. It's very funny. So two things that you have to do is not think of craving, but think of fulfillment. Like, I already have it. I can visualize it. I have imagined it. And it's already there. It's in my life. And oh, this is what I would do. If I had this, this is what I would do. But don't say if I have this. Just say I have this. The thing you notice with children, when I play with my daughter, she is playing and saying, we are on a boat. We are on a ship and we are sailing. She doesn't say, let's pretend we are on the boat. She's on the boat. She doesn't see the room. She doesn't see the house. She's like, oh, this is the ocean. So that one barrier of, okay, this is pretend, but I'm pretending to do this, goes away. They're there in that ocean or in that spaceship. I'm in space. And us as adults have lost that ability a little bit. We don't completely immerse ourselves because we feel shy. We feel like, oh, that would look childish. But that's exactly what is needed. To use the law of attraction well, say, let's give you an example of a house. You want a big house. First, the negative parts. As I said, you have to stop thinking that, oh, first 10 thoughts of how not possible, how not to do it, how, oh, why try it at all, should not even be addressed, entertained. Okay? And when you do imagine the house, here's the mistake I made. I would imagine a house that I wanted. But when I imagined it, it was far away in a distance on a big piece of land, and there was that house sitting there. What does your mind say? Well, understand. It says, you crave a house, so you want craving, and you want to look at that house from somewhere, outside. That's why you have to program it in the right way. So it's like, oh, this is my house. You know what? I'm going to be living in this house. This is coming. This is already on the way. This is my house. That imagination. And when you visualize the picture of that house, feel yourself in that house. Oh, this is my bedroom. This is my living room. This is the big area that I'm going to do so and so. Playroom. Oh, look, I'm playing these games. And that joy should permeate your entire existence as if you're in that house. What mistakes do people make? That's one of the questions. The mistake people make is in still craving it, not behaving like it's already there, and entertaining negative thoughts about how it won't happen. Okay? So the sequence of events about vision, imagination, how to bring those thoughts. When you say affirmations, this is very critical. People say, oh, I will become successful, I will become rich. But the will puts it in a future tense. You have to say, I am rich, or I am becoming rich. I'm on the path of being rich. So understand that. This is very critical. Affirmations are very important. But not just plain affirmation. Along with your vision, along with your imagination, and as immersed in whatever that is. If you ask for money, feel yourself touching that money. See your bank account. Imagine yourself sitting in front of your computer looking at your bank statement or reading a bank statement, imagine yourself going to that bank account, putting that money there. More you imagine, the more deeper you go into that vision of yours, the more that thought will be in your mind. And then again, like I said with the car example, you are going to start seeing only that car. You are only going to start seeing avenues that take you in that direction. Doing it in the present tense gives you that sense, oh, I'm capable, I have this, these are the tools I'm using and they are taking me in this direction. So those things along with your actions, okay, you have to have a certain plan of action. So it wasn't just enough that I put a number on the wall and said this is the number of marks I'm gonna get, the grades I'm gonna get. I then worked very, very hard at it. Hard work towards something without the law of attraction, without the affirmations, without the imagination and vision is going to make it more difficult for that hard work to come to fruition. But imagination and vision without the hard work will never make it happen. So both are needed. Also remember that instead of dwelling on the negatives, look at them as challenges. Oh, see, this won't happen and blah, blah, blah. This person is not going to give me this. I'm not going to get this. So, oh, what will I do now? No. See it as, oh, if I do this, then that person will give me this. Or if I go around this route, what are the other ways? I am getting it. I am going in that direction. So this path doesn't work. What's the next path? As I've said in other videos, remove negative people from your life. Being positive doesn't in any way mean that you neglect the challenges or not face the problems. You just do it with the right mindset. Okay? So the next thing that person asked was, what should we be really attracting? And again, that goes along with what I said about the picture. If you look at the picture of the house from the outside and say, oh, I want this, then craving and just an external image of that house is not implemented or is not put into your brain as firmly, as deeply. Instead, it should be, I am having this success, this is my house, I'm working at this, but not doing it in ways where your vision is in any way separate or cut off from you actually experiencing that thing, whatever you're asking for. And here's one of the most important things, which also builds up on imagining that you're already having all of these things, is gratitude. Being grateful for what you have already. Again, if you keep complaining, say, I don't have this and I'm trying to get this, then that don't have mentality, why don't I have this? Comparison to others, they have that. No. Count, every day, count a few things, simplest things that others may not have. And say, thank you God, thank you for this. Oh, I have this. So how do I build it up to that vision? What actions do I need for that next thing that I'm going? And along with that gratitude, along with believing that you're already blessed, when you focus on those things that you want, and bring them about slowly, gradually, with a plan, not wavering when you have a few obstacles, few difficulties, and persistently keeping up with that effort, that works. Another thing I'll say is, don't ask for just money, okay? Very less likelihood that that's gonna come true and you're gonna get it. Better to ask for or visualize yourself doing something that you love to do. Say you're a writer and you're like imagining that you're standing in front of an audience, you're telling people your story, they're applauding, you're achieving success through that, and that is getting you a lot of money, that is getting you a lot of fame. That's a better way of doing it. And that imagination is more fulfilling and joyous to you as well. Okay? So that's a little bit about the law of attraction. How to do it right, what mistakes to avoid, and what to ask for. I hope that was helpful. Thank you for watching. Be well. Please like, subscribe, and spread the word. Tell your friends about this channel.